deadlift is an excellent exercise for both men and women who want to work on total body strength and work on total core strength as well. When you look at the deadlift, you really have to get a lot of hip mobility. You sink back into your hips performing a hip hinge, and then you have to work the deep stabilizers around the spine. The deadlift may sound like an intimidating name, but the name deadlift comes from the fact that the weight is sitting dead and not moving on the floor. When teaching a deadlift, use a barbell. If you don't have a standard size 45-pound plate, you can put smaller plates on risers or put the bar on an appropriate rack that keeps the bar off the floor. As the client improves their strength and their form in the deadlift, you can increase the weight and move the weight lower, closer to the floor. One important aspect of the deadlift is taking an over-under grip. Having one palm supinated up and one palm pronated down gives you a strong grip that can keep the bar rolling out from your grasp. There are 3 phases to the deadlift: the setup, the pull, and the lockout. For the setup, approach the bar resting on the floor. If you want to have the bar touching your shins as you place your feet firmly on the floor, you want to hinge back into your hips, keep a nice long extended spine, and sink into your hips as you reach down to grab the bar and that over-under grip. To lift the weight, you want to initiate the pull phase of the movement. Keep your spine straight, keep your chest lifted, and push your feet into the floor like you're trying to push the floor away from you. As you push your feet into the floor during the pull, imagine pushing your hips forward at the same time as pulling your knees back. That'll engage the entire range of motion, the hamstrings and the glutes, to help work on hip extension. At the top during the lockout, lift your chest, set your shoulders, and make sure you engage your lats in order to keep the bar stable. To return the weight to the floor, simply push your weight back into the hips and reverse the hinge, and slowly, under control, bring the weight back down to the ground. It's recommended that your client take the time to reset between each repetition. If necessary, reset the feet and reset the grip. When teaching the deadlift, it's very important to work on the fundamentals and the skills of the movement. Any exercise is a movement, and movement is a skill that must be taught properly. If you ever see your client start to round the spine, drop their shoulders, or lift with their back, you want to stop immediately and maybe either raise the bar up off the ground so you don't have to go as low, or use a lighter weight. So you really want to focus on teaching the skill, and then once your client learns the skill of the deadlift, you'll find they'll be able to progress quickly. Now, one benefit of the deadlift is that because you're using so much muscle tissue, you're going to burn a lot of calories, which if your client has weight loss goals, that's an extra benefit. If your client has aesthetic goals, then the deadlift uses the glutes, the hamstring, and inner thigh muscles. So it's a great way to work on the aesthetics of the lower body. For more information about the deadlift, or to find out more about any other exercise, go to www.acefitness.org.